what was supposed to be about a 13-14 day vacation for me, I had to cut it down to 10. As you may not be able to tell right now, I'm no longer in Sosua, DR. I'm actually back in the state of Texas. I'm back in America. I'm actually here about 3 or 4 days earlier than what I was supposed to come back. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk to you guys on why I came back to the States earlier than anticipated. Okay. Now, let's start with my actual vacation. I was supposed to travel in vacation from 20 December until 3 January. And I was traveling under the understanding of the curfew and restrictions that were in place at the time that I had traveled. Okay. And I stated this in my videos a couple of times, but I'm going to go over it again anyway, just to reiterate. Now, when I first got to DR, I was under the understanding that the curfew was from 05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And it was from 05 to 07 on Saturdays and Sundays. I can dig it. I got it. For me, I was like, you know what? I don't really like curfews, but being that I'm not really a late night guy, it would still work for me anyway. I would still be able to have a good time and stay, okay? And that's what happened for like the first 6 to 8 days I was there. I actually had a little bit more fun than I probably anticipated. You know, probably did a little too much, but that's another story. Okay, so but anyway, once I started getting down towards the tail end of my stay there in Sosua, there were rumors going around that the curfew was about to get even tighter, which I was like, okay, well, it's almost time for me to go home anyway, so it can't be that bad. Okay, but then when it came out, what the actual curfew was, I was like, oh, heck no. I don't do too much, but with this, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So what had happened was, with the new curfews, it was going to literally get to the point to where I wasn't probably going to be able to do anything and hardly have time to go get anything to eat. Because with the way that I was moving in Sosua, I was sleeping till probably about like 9 or 10 in the morning, right? And then by the time I get up, you know, I kind of drag my feet for another couple of hours. So normally I wouldn't even get out till about 12, 1, 2 p.m. anyway. Okay. So what happened was, when the new curfew came out, as you can see right here on the screen, they adjusted the times, in my opinion, considerably. Okay. So even though I was only going to have maybe 3 or 4 days left in country, as you can see right here, the curfew times got real stringent, especially in my last 3 days there. I mean, Monday through Friday, it really wasn't a big deal. Okay, for me anyway. They pushed the curfew back roughly 2 hours, so you had 2 hours less to really stay out. Okay, I could dig it. But man, for Saturday and Sunday, that's a dramatic change. They changed the curfew hours from what was initially 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays to 12 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. So that means that on Saturday and Sunday, I only have from 5:01 in the morning until 11:59 in the morning to move and do what I needed to get done. And folks, that was just a little bit too tight for me. Now, in addition, I also had to make sure that on that Saturday, when it was time for me to go ahead and go back up to Santiago, you know, ahead of curfew, so I wouldn't encounter any issues with the police or anything like that, would have been just too much time sitting around at the airport. Because the way the flights are set up flying into Santiago is pretty much all the flights going in and out, as far as to Texas for me, was 4 o'clock in the morning. Now just think about it. If I'm supposed to fly at 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, I need to leave Saturday to get to, sometime Saturday evening, to get to Santiago in time for my flight. Okay? So if the curfew is from 12 p.m. that afternoon until 5 a.m. the next morning, that means I would have had to get up the morning of Saturday, do what I needed to do, and to get transportation to Santiago prior to 12 p.m. And then once I got to Santiago before 12 p.m., I would have to sit around from 12 p.m. to roughly until my flight left at 4 o'clock the next morning. So you're talking about sitting around for probably around 12 to 16 hours at the airport waiting to go ahead and get checked in for my flight and depart. And guys, I just wasn't trying to hear that. So I said, you know what? I don't want to leave, but I don't want to get caught up in no foolishness with the current curfew times. But then, to make things to make matters worse, they install even furthermore restrictions. Not only did they change the curfew dramatically, they also and guys, I'm trying to get used to this new type of vlogging format, so bear with me. But in addition to that, from 1 January to 10 January, they decided to go ahead and prohibit the consumption in bars, restaurants, and other drinking establishments. And also, as you can see here, the open air public spaces, including sports locations, are closed, with the exception of professional tournaments performed without public attendance. And then the last one, which really didn't impact me too much, all public religious activities are suspended without exception. So, guys, what was supposed to be about a 13-14 day vacation for me, I had to cut it down to 10 because I didn't want to take any chances of getting caught up with the police there in Sosua. I mean, as you can see, the curfew times got really crazy towards the end of my stay. So luckily for me, the airlines that I went through, which was Spirit, they had waived a lot of fees, or they waived the fees for changing flights and things of that sort. So I was able to go online and actually change my flight date without incurring additional fees, and I came back home. All right. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. This is my first time doing this type of content, and I'm looking to probably do more content, informative content in the future. But I wanted to share one with you guys why I decided to come back early, and I also wanted you to actually see from credible website, which the website where I get a lot of my travel information from is the U.S. Embassy. And pretty much any country across the globe has some type of U.S. Embassy, and this is where I went to get the information as far as curfew updates for the Dominican Republic. As you can see, they actually pull their information from the Dominican Republic's website right here, this link that you will see right here. So guys, that is why I cut my vacation from 13 days to roughly 10 days. I wish I could have stayed the whole time, but there's no love lost because I enjoyed the time I did have there, and I will be back. And once this whole pandemic gets brought under control and restrictions are started to loosen up, it's going to be time to get back in the saddle again. So with that, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, on the overstay way, it's not a suggestion. It's a lifestyle. Peace.